Ah, there we are. And we're good to go. Boom. No, wait, no, not new game. Continue game, please. Okay, so we just got done talking with the Archon of Judgment. I think it was Judgment, right? Yeah, Judgment. Yeah, Judgment. Yeah, I cut right onto the nail today. My lord Porteous. Forgebound. My lord Tunon, I must plead for my innocence in this matter. That will be for the court to decide. The Forgebound are my subjects, and I hold them to a higher standard. You are the keepers of the Iron Secret. That cannot be forgotten. Fatebinder, so kind of you to join us. I wonder if you might assist in adjudicating this case. As always, I'm curious to witness your execution of Kairos' law. It would be my pleasure, Your Honor. Excellent. Smith, offer up your testimony. The forge-bound artisan clears his throat. Okay. I bought a shiny bauble from a merchant passing through Lethian's Crossing, a stone of great beauty and strength. Over time, I shaped it into a mallet for pounding iron. The properties of the stone were incredible. I could swing harder, faster, and without strain. It increased my production of iron weapons tenfold. Until your master grew suspicious and turned you over to me. The bauble you speak of was a touchstone, an artifact known to originate from the old walls, to which all are forbidden to go. The charge is trespass and theft of forbidden artifacts. You may proceed, Fatebinder. Did you know where the touchstone came from? Not at first. The merchant wouldn't reveal his sources, but it didn't take long to put the pieces together. You just don't encounter objects of such power anywhere else. When you realized the object's source, did you stop using it? No. Once I had it figured out, every swing of the mallet shamed me something awful. But I knew that I was doing right by Kairos. I was sending his army the best weapons I'd ever crafted. I thought that might absolve me. I guess I thought wrong. Did you ever lie about using the mallet? No. That is, the other smiths were curious about my work, but no one thought to inspect my tools. Since no one asked, I never told them. He's not in the wrong. A lie of omission, then just a nefarious in the eyes of Kairos. What if your arcane tool had harmed someone or yourself? What then would have become of iron production? I don't know, Your Honor. I'm ready to give my ruling. Huh. Forbidden knowledge is taboo under Kairos' law, but the smith was ignorant. He should go free. So I can go? He looks from you to Tunon and back again with panic and uncertainty. A shrewd interpretation of Kairos' law, but I cannot deny its validity. Very well, the forgebound may return to his duties using only the tools of his trade. Is that understood? Yes, Your Honor. I'll return to my labors right away. I think I did right by him. Anyways, Varric wants to speak. Only the slightest nod of Varric's domed helm offers any indication that the soldier noticed your approach. Are you okay? Are you okay in there, Varric? The Archon's decision changes nothing. I have preserved to this point. I shall continue to do so for the sake of General Ash and the North. I'm spoken like a fellow soldier. The bureaucracy doesn't always respect the sacrifices made by those who defend it. If only every member of the court possessed your perspective. There may be another way. Your master was very specific in his sentence. He forbade not only assistance from the Forgebound, but from anyone, anywhere in the world. No, the Archon forbade any subject of Kairos to aid you. You split hairs, Binder. The whole of the world bends the knee to the Overlord. If that were the case, we wouldn't be in the tears, would we? You're not suggesting we ask some renegade mage for aid. You would just discard the spirit of the law in favor of its letter? Trust me, Barrick. It's the letter of the law that matters. Now, to me, the honor of deed lies as much as in its spirit as its action. Oh, you sweet, sad little boy. Oh, no. I'm at tier 2 already with this. Perhaps some other... Oh. Oh, I'm at tier 2 for each of them. And I'm already pretty close to tier 3. Perhaps some other way to free you will present itself. Your optimism does you credit, Fatebinder, though I fear it misplaced. The Forgebound will be curious about you regardless. The articulation on your armor is incredible. At the very least, we should let them take a look at you. My armor is unique. Perhaps it can teach them something that will aid the disfavored. We can find the Forgebound at their smithy in Lethian's Crossing. Let us leave, Fatebinder. I worry that my presence offends these nobles' precious sensibilities. He bows his head to you and moves away. Enlist the age of a Forgebound, not subject to Kairos' law. Huh. So, then to Lethian's Crossing we go. Sunset Fire, Bastard, Cacophony, Ironheart, Bladed Grave, Oh God. Which one's Lethian's Crossing? Oh, it's been too long, I can't remember. Oh, that's the Iron Hearth. Oh, here. Boom. Boom. A group of mercenaries, members of the Bronze Brotherhood, are blocking the road to Lethian's Crossing. Okay. Welby. Oh. A tall woman stands here, surveying the area from a small overlook. She glances at you and immediately goes back to watching her surroundings. Welcome to Ironhall Trail, Fatebinder of Tunon. He salutes you. My name is Welby. First axe for the Bronze Brotherhood. Though I'm not sure the title matters anymore. She pauses to gather her thoughts. Then opens her mouth to continue. Instead, she exhales slowly and shakes her head. Never mind. You need to be burdened with my problems. While I appreciate you coming to me before speaking to Radamon, you will need to be careful. He has of late been acting out of sorts, and any perceived slight can become a problem for the one who offends him. Choose your words with him carefully. What can I help you with? How could Doc and you offend Radamon? You choose to speak to the first axe before speaking to the actual first brother. The bodyguard before the leader. How could this mean anything but collision and treason? I know I speak out of turn, but I only wish to warn you. Very well. Anyways, a small figure stands before. Where is Redmond? I wonder where Redmond. Unless he's up there. Anyways, a small figure stands before some armored-clad soldiers. His arms move wildly as he gestures in frustration, yelling at the man directly in front of him. Absolutely not! I've come through Iron Hall Trail more times than I can remember. No one ever asked for a toll before, and I won't be paying one now. He notices you and standing nearby and turns to speak. Fateminder, surely you of all people can help me. My name is Aster, and I must get the Lethian's crossing. I have goods to deliver. Tell this man I will not be paying a toll to him or anyone, and he is to let me through. Aww. Greetings, Fateminder. I am sorry you have been drawn into this. What you stumbled into here is merely a conflict of the changing times. I am Will of the Bronze Brotherhood. Iron Hall Trail is under our protection, and anyone passing through must obey our rules. If this gentleman would like passage through our land, a simple donation is required. He holds out his hand. These funds help our cause and keep Iron Hall a safe place for all travelers. Clearly, you both can see the value in that. Mr. Aster speaks, his arms swinging about again, emphasizing his words. And who exactly is keeping it safe? You standing there with your weapons at the ready against me? Anyways, his arms drop and he turns to you again. I'm not but a traveling merchant. I have no money to spare, and I certainly pose no threat to anyone. Keep this area safe indeed. He points at you. You are the only threat here. Fateminder, please. Talk some sense into this man. I mean, I don't know. I would like to get on the good gracious. Screw it. Here's your payment. Boom. Gain favor with Lethian's crossing. Thank you, Fateminder. You have done a great deal of good today. Aster bows dramatically. He turns back. He turns back to the soldier. And you, brute, move aside and let me pass. Will makes an exaggerated flourish and moves out of Aster's way. But of course, he raises an enormous hammer and stops Aster, pressing against his chest. Though, merchant, do be sure to have some rings of your own for your trip back. I doubt your friend here will be around to pay your way through these lands twice. Will returns to his position and looks you over, his former genial mood gone. So, a Fateminder on a little corner of the world. Who'd have ever thought this would happen? He spits between between his feet, and then crushes it into the dirt with his boot. While I appreciate your help dealing with that merchant, I'm afraid I can't let you pass until you have spoken with our leader, Redamon. Personally, I thought he was crazy saying you'd be visiting Lethian's Crossing. Looks like I owe him a few rings. He shakes the pouch around his neck, making the rings inside jingle melodically. Not that there's a shortage of those out there. What can this humble servant of the Brotherhood do for you, Fateminder? And don't ask me to let you through, because that isn't happening. This ridiculous piece of mercenary awful requires a lesson in pain and obedience. Allow me to teach him. I think I can handle this myself. If you don't feel like paying the toll, I can point you back the way you came if you need an idea of where to go, because I can't let you through. So my station means nothing. Out in the middle of nowhere? No. Your station means about as much as a whore to a eunuch. Oh, well, money is what matters to us. Who is Redamon? Will barks out now that's a question with 100 answers. Simple one, he's the current leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. If you want to know anything more, I suggest you go and find him to talk to him. Current leader? Well, it's not like leader of the Bronze Brotherhood is a lifelong calling. Actually, that's exactly what it is. See, if someone wants to claim the current leader's authority for their own, they can do it any time. Of course, that means a challenge of some sort, and that always ends with the death of one or more of the participants. Redamon survived a night in the old walls. That was enough to prove to most of the Brotherhood that he was the right man for the job. Where can I find him? He's right there, inspecting the corpses of some Kairos soldiers. He's about to be in a good mood right now. He's bound to be in a good mood right now. He winks at you. All those dead bodies must be heaven for him. Color drains from his face as soon as the words leave his lips. Please don't tell him I said that. I will speak with Redamon. While you're talking to Will, a striking man with a shock of bright blonde hair approaches, moving away from some men searching bodies of slain soldiers to the south. He watches you intently as he closes, his angular features pulling into a look of disdain. And here's the Fateminder. I knew we'd see you. I was just wondering when. He doesn't mask the displeasure. What brings you out here when no one asked you to come? And are Kairos' dogs ready to be put down again? I won't surrender the crossing no matter how many times you try to take it. We were hired to protect this city, and we will continue to do so. No one else will have it. He glances at his men who have stopped to watch the conversation. With a start, they return to searching the bodies. Never mind. He waves his hand dismissively. I don't care why you're here. My name is Redamon. I am the leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. But I'm sure you already know that. I couldn't help but see you over here, talking to Will and the traveling merchant. Only here for a moment and already sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, are you? Sorry. Anyways, I don't appreciate others invading my territory, Fatefinder. I told him he had to speak to you, Redamon. He wanted through, but I told him no. If you don't give me the signal, the Fateminder isn't getting into the Lethian's Crossing. No one will invade your territory. Redamon stares at Will for a few moments, lips pursed, then continues as if Will never spoke. Speaking of which, what did Wilby have to say? Has she already started filling your mind with the lies about me? She and I are going to have a chat soon. I can't have my first axe countermanding me at every turn. I know she wants my position. Watch yourself while you are a guest in my land. If you have come to stir up more trouble, we are well equipped and will not back down in the defense of what is rightfully ours. Welby and I might not always agree, but this is one point we see eye to eye on. If you step out of line, we will both correct you. You are not welcome here. Now tell me what you want or leave. Why are you charging travelers a toll to get through Iron Hall Trail? I don't see how that the affairs of the Brotherhood are your business, Fateminder. Suffice it to say, the funds we receive from our tolls help us keep the lands around Lethean's Crossing safe. We are owed our dues, and we shall have them. Well, tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. Well, we are a humble group with noble, long-held traditions on the side of right and honor. If there is an injustice that needs to be rectified, we are called. Sounds like you're a stand-up citizen. Kind of meant that as a... Anyways, yes, we are Fatefinder. Redmond's face breaks into a giant smile. I am glad someone finally sees us for what we are. I am tired of people calling us mercenaries and sellswords. So we get paid for what we do. We need to live. I need to get to the Lethean's Cross. Tell me about Wilby. I had such high hopes for her as my first act. The continued success of the Brotherhood should be the single most important goal for anyone who is a member. She seems to have forgotten her place. She is not the head of this band. I am. If she doesn't stop overreaching, I will have to replace her with someone who knows how to obey. Why is Lethean's Crossing so important to the Brotherhood? We were asked to do a job and we did it. Then what happens? Kairos attempts to eject us from our home. Rude. By all rights, that city is ours and suddenly Kairos wants it. Well, I intend to keep it. I refuse to leave. We've protected the crossing for years and even ensured Kairos forces could do business here when Nerat asked us to. No, we did the job we were asked and this land belongs to us. I kind of need to get into the Lethean's Crossing. Absolutely not. You must be crazy if you think I'm letting a disfavored sympathizer through to my city. Who knows what plans you would make to undermine my authority? You have some nerve, Fateminder. Let's talk about something else. You said you don't do it for money, but that's why you're fighting over Lethean's Crossing. I don't appreciate your tone or the implications of what you're saying, Fateminder. This is a mere matter of principles. We performed a service and we were paid for that service. Don't try to glibly explain why a complex situation. This is our home. This is my home. I will have it. No one else. Now. All you came here to do is insult me and mine. I suggest you leave. Well, watch your tone. I care not about Kairos' forces. We rebuffed their feeble attempt to remove us from our rightful home once already. I am more than happy to try again. You'll find I do not cower when you raise your voice against me, lapdog. We will speak again soon. I certainly hope that isn't the case.
Right.
Right. Sounds like a lot of issues happening. Oh god, what did I just pick up? House seal. Oh. Well, anyways. Ooh. Wasn't there a sigil I was looking for? wasn't like a life. Oh yeah, it was a life sigil. I was looking for a life or core. I was looking for the life core. Still haven't found it. Or something like that, yeah. It's not the vigor core. It's the core that basically makes healing spells. Fatebinder, you have returned. Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. While it's true we have, in recent years, been a little more stationary than your typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services can be purchased if the price is right. The voices made an offer to assure our cooperation, and we took it. If I had known Kairos would try to have us thrown out of our home afterward, well, I probably would have still taken the rings, but I would have been a little more prepared for the inevitable conflict. Redmond will try to sell you on our long and noble traditions, like we're some kind of altruistic saints who can do no wrong. But that story is as old and smelly as Grandma Beastman's tail hairs. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to take a job that doesn't seem right to me, but a ring's a ring and I will go where the money leads me. One point Redmond and I will agree on is this. We do our job for Kairos, but we were not treated fairly. The Brotherhood is strong and we have the numbers. We will fight to the last man. I just don't agree with Redmond's methods. What does it mean to be First Axe? I wish I knew, Fatebinder. The First Axe protects and consults with the First Brother. I am supposed to be the Redmond's advisor, confidant, and guard. Lately, his behavior has become erratic. He's acting paranoid, manic, and distrustful. My duty as First Act is to protect the First Brother, but I'm also sworn to protect the Brotherhood, and if that means the removal of Redmond, so be it. He has too many supporters in Lethian's Crossing right now to speak out against him. What do you think has happened to Redmond? Honestly, I couldn't speak to the cause. The stress of a leadership, the battles with Kairos' forces, his night in the old walls. Does it matter? His behavior is endangering the Brotherhood and he must be stopped before we are destroyed. I fear people will be hurt by a far more than a simple toll. He is over there searching corpses, looking for information I know he's not going to find. He ambushed a patrol. He's going to anger an Archon, and for what? His pride? How would you run the Brotherhood? I wouldn't waste time and resources on petty vendettas. That much I can tell you. I like battle and I like rings, and with the Brotherhood, we used to get both regularly. Now all we have is fear, suspicion, and blood. I want the disciplined regiment back, and I intend to have it. While I may agree that we are treated unjustly, Redmond's methods for obtaining restitution are despicable. True. Acting like a child when you don't get what you want is not the behavior of a leader. Except in this case, the child is in control of an army capable of laying waste to his home. Why are your forces why are you forcing travelers to pay a toll? Redmond will say it because it's what we're due, and part of me is inclined to agree with him. But if I were pressed, I would say his pride is hurt and he's lashing out. Becoming such a child sometimes. Just watch yourself around him. He hasn't seemed completely in control of his faculties lately. It's frightening to see what he's becoming. Did you not swear an oath to your leader, Sellsword? I knew that your loyalty was available to the highest bidder, but I never guessed that it extended into treachery. Redmond's plans can doom our entire troop, and I intend to prevent that from happening. I am loyal, not blindly devoted to someone intent on marching me off a cliff's edge. Huh. What can this humble servant of the Brotherhood do for you about it? And don't ask me to let you through, because that isn't happening. I will pay the toll. No, you'd better see Redmond. I'll catch the bats out of a beastman's claws if I let a Fatebinder through without an audience. Still around, Fatebinder? I hope you had decided to move on already. What is so important about these bodies? They were undoubtedly scouts sent by Crowers to ascertain our defenses, and where one group is found, many others are sure to follow. I'm really not liking this guy at all. We are looking for anything. We are looking for anything that will tell us how many there are and where they will strike next. They've tried to take Letheon's crossing back already and failed. If the forces are too numerous this time, we might not be able to hold it again.